What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Player Ratings. I'm gonna say at the start, it's not gonna be like a 20-minute video because, again, credit to anyone who's watching these videos. Means a lot, but it's tough. Like it's tough to do that, to keep doing these after 2.5 years on the channel, 2 years, because it's tough to say something completely different. But I'm gonna do the player ratings. So let me know in the comments what you made about the game in general, ratings wise as well. You know how I give my rating. 5 is just not good, or you're a sub and you didn't have enough time. 5.5 is like, nah. 6 is an okay game. 7 is you were very good. 8 is, well, one of one of a, I don't know, once in a blue moon type of game. So that's how I do it. Before we get into it, like, subscribe, and let's go. Okay, so let's get straight into it, like I usually do with the back line, and it's straight to my man of the match, and it's Chesney. I gave him a 6.5, although he, coughed up a ball that almost cost us. He made a ridiculous save, and that got us a point. We need to be very honest with it. He had a good game. Compared to Sassuolo, it wasn't that difficult, but that was a ridiculous save. And yeah, he was my man of the match, and that's kind of the vibe you will get from this video. Like he was my man of the match. That backline, I gave them a 6. Besides Danilo, a 5.5, because 6, I don't think we gave away clear-cut chances. Besides that, actually we didn't give away clear-cut chance. There was a free kick that Chesney saved, and then it was a long-range shot that Chesney coughed off a little bit, and there was a chance. Other than that, Atalanta weren't good as well. Like, let's be completely honest, it was an extremely boring game. So I gave them a 6. I thought Danilo. I thought Gatti was very aggressive. After that Sassuolo game, he needed to pick himself up. He did. I'm not gonna repeat the same thing. In possession, they're all three not good. But they did what they had to do in general. With Danilo, the only issue I have is he needs to understand that he cannot get isolated. And if he does, he needs to be smart with it and do not engage immediately, because he will get cooked. And he got cooked in that second half, excuse me, with the tackle. And a few times he got away with it. He needs to understand that. He doesn't have that pace anymore. His positioning needs to be spot on. Will it happen? I struggle to believe it, because I think it's too late to learn that. Barzali did that at a very late age, but he was 29 when he started doing it, and I don't think Danilo's going to do that. So he needs to be smart with it, because it will look weird at times. Let's move on to the midfield. I can see I made a mistake already. So, although no, I think that midfield was kind of the reason we absolutely did nothing. We created absolutely nothing. We had 3 shots on target, I think. I mean, the stat says shots on target, and they are shots on target, but man, like, you're not going to score ever with those type of shots on target, and the issue was that midfield was anonymous. It was boring. It was not adventurous. It was at times so slow. It's extremely tough to start creating chances when you have these type of performances in midfield. I give McKennie a 5.5. I think he didn't do anything wrong, but going forward, yeah, like it was actually nothing at all. Like, we need to be completely honest with it. And I give him his flowers, because in the past he looked much worse. But in these type of games, I'm like, you can see we need another dimension in those areas, and we don't. Fagioli, I give him a 5, and that might sound a bit harsh, and you can bump it up to a 5.5. But in the first 20 minutes, he gave the ball away way too much. Like, I don't know what it was. He was under no pressure at times, and it was just rushing things and whatever. He picked it up, but when I look at that midfield, I look at you a little bit in, trying to make things work, and it didn't really came up for him all day. Like, if you want to make a 5.5, fine, but it wasn't a good game in general for him. Locatelli, gave him a 5.5. Could be a 6, if I'm being completely honest, because I think he was very clean in his. It should be a 6, by the way. scrap that 5.5 because he was very clean in his game, in my opinion. He commanded his position well, and again, I'm not looking at him to create from that position, but I thought he was good. He had a solid game, so it should be a 6. So 6 for me. Rabiot, yeah, 5. Like he was. Besides that dribble towards the end where he skipped past like 3-4 players and then get fouled, that was a really poor performance, quality wise. In possession, off possession, like he was really really poor. Like we need to be honest with that. Post game, he said, Allegri said he's growing and he will be back soon to be the good Rabiot. I don't think it's gonna happen. And with the good Rabiot, I mean getting goals basically on a weekly basis. Other than that, performances are gonna be what they're gonna be. Cambiasso 5 again. I'm I don't understand why Junior is not getting minutes. Like he's battling it out with Kostic and Cambiasso, and I'm not taking shots at Cambiasso because it's very early, in my opinion, to say I don't like him at all. Like get him out or like whatever. Like, but I don't know how Junior is not getting minutes when he's battling with these two players. And when I say these two players, I'm talking purely quality in possession. Junior offers quality in possession. Kostic offers quality in crosses. Defensively is better, I guess. Cambiasso offers quality in movement that was not there today. Like there was no movement, there was no link up play, absolutely nothing. I don't understand why Kostic came on and why not Junior. The last game against Lecce, Junior was warming up to come up and then he didn't come up. The explanation Allegri gave post game was actually sad. I felt sad for Junior because he said, Chiesa, and then he was hurt, and then Bremer was hurt, and I couldn't do it. I'm like, you subbed off Cambiasso, you bring in Junior, not Kostic. You could have done it. You were scared. You didn't want to go for it, and I don't like that. But that's a topic for another video that will also come out today because some shocking stuff has been said post game and Saturday. But yeah, 5. He wasn't good. He wasn't good again. That attack, Keane 5, poor. Came back from injury, so I'll give him that. But I've always said he's not a starter. He's just not. I know people want him or Milik to take over. He's just not that guy, and I don't think he will ever be that guy for the certain expectations we might have. So injury, been out for a week or and a half, a week or two. So I'll give him that, but he's just not a good player, man. Like he forces stuff. I think he's better as a sub. When he comes out as a sub, I can live with it. Or if he plays at home and he starts the game against an Empoli, I can live with that. But he doesn't weigh on the pack lines. Like his presence is not always to be felt. And he kind of needed to play as a striker today, like rather than drifting to the left and whatsoever. And I think it was clear that he's not that guy at this moment in time, not as a starter. But 5 for me. Chiesa 5.5. Try. Didn't really came off. Lost a couple of stupid balls, but other than that, like there wasn't going back to the midfield. It wasn't that we were pressing and we were in possession and we were pushing and we were creating stuff. It wasn't that. It was very stale, so it's tough to do it on your own. But it didn't had a good game, if we're being completely honest. Not on his fault, but I cannot give him more than a 5.5. Now let's move on to the subs. Subs made no impact at all. Miretti, Kostic, Yildiz 5.5 just for that, and then Rugani we are 5. Like when I see Kostic come on, I was like, you're not winning that game. You're not trying to win that game. You bring in Junior, Yildiz fine, Miretti. I'm expecting some impulses, but the game plan, the idea was the same. And you can say, "Oh, these players are not quality enough." That's a discussion we have had. But when you hear post game, and I will make another video, so check that out also today, where they say we settle for a draw. That tells me you can have brought in Messi and Ronaldo. You're not going to win that game because the mindset was not lose. So the subs were absolutely pointless when the mindset was we're not going to lose that game. So 5.5s, and 5.5. Overall, just 5. Like you didn't lose that game, fine. You didn't give away chances, but you create nothing, and you didn't go to Bergamo to win for the 3 points. Kind of reminded me of that Milan game a couple of years ago. Only that time you got smoked 2-0 and should have been more. But yeah, that's my ratings. Let me know in the comments what you think about the ratings. Like, subscribe, and join us later live today for a post game breakdown. See ya.